What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, I believe it was Prince who once coined the phrase in the song When Doves Cry. Dig, if you will, the picture. If y'all will indulge me for just a few moments here, I want you to dig, if you will, the picture. That Barack Hussein Obama, might have been the most corrupt president in our lifetime. Today is the 15th of January, year of our Lord 2024, and there's a lot of political activity going on with the Iowa caucuses happening this evening. It's on every news channel, and it just got me to thinking about politics, about all this foolishness that goes on in the political arena. And here we have a Joe Biden, whose son appears to be a bag man for the family business, which is selling access to DC influence. Now, he's facing some charges here in my area in California, but it seems that the most egregious charges that he could have faced were allowed to lapse by the prosecutors. Yeah, y'all, they allowed the statute of limitations to expire. Do you understand what this means? The implications this might have for exposing a two-tier system of justice. You could not get a traffic ticket and expect the prosecutor to allow the statute of limitations to expire. You could not get a jaywalking ticket, not in California, and expect the prosecutor to allow the statute of limitations to expire. But that's what has happened in this case, where Hunter Biden has gone around the world extracting money, extorting money from different countries where his father, as the vice president of the United States, was assigned to oversee. How is that possible that when Joe Biden is appointed to oversee Romania, that all of a sudden Hunter gets a bag from Romania? How is it possible that when Joe Biden is assigned to oversee China, all of a sudden Hunter Biden gets a bag from China? How is it possible, y'all? Make it make sense. How is it possible that when Joe Biden is assigned to oversee Ukraine, Hunter Biden gets a bag from Ukraine? This is not a coincidence. Even if one of them was, when you add them all up, can it all be a coincidence, y'all? Here's the issue. Joe Biden was the vice president to who? Barack Hussein Obama. Okay, let's skip over to the Secretary of State under this same administration. Find it wild that as the Secretary of State, whose job it is to interact with other heads of state and conduct international affairs, Hillary Clinton establishes the Clinton Foundation. And it's just coming out after all these years, post-mortem, it's just coming out that Jeffrey Epstein may have helped the Clintons establish the Clinton Foundation. Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it? But under Hillary Clinton as the Secretary of State, she established a private server in her home, in her basement, where she would interact with foreign countries, foreign dignitaries. We don't know what happened on that server. Why don't we know? Because she erased it when it was under subpoena by Congress. She got rid of it, deleted evidence, but collected, by some reports, hundreds of millions of dollars. As she collected from foreign entities that they poured into the Clinton Foundation. What did they pour into it for? What did they get in return? These are the same questions that we're asking of the Biden family business. What were you selling? What were these foreign entities paying for? And it's unfortunate, I know. We could only guesstimate because the swamp, the deep state, has run cover for these folks and have deleted evidence that we may never find the answer to any of our questions. But the questions remain. Doesn't mean we can't ask them. What was Hillary selling? Did these folks donate to her foundation just out of the kindness of her heart? And if they did, why delete the server? Why smash the phones? Y'all, this was Barack Obama's Secretary of State, Vice President, that were running game on the world during this administration. You mean to tell me he didn't know? You mean to tell me he didn't have a clue? There's evidence that Barack himself emailed Hillary Clinton on that private server. What were they talking about on that private server? Trying to skirt federal regulators who might get wind of it. Ski skirt. Trying to get around folks who might get wind of what they were up to. Okay. And you say, well, Barack Obama's clean. We don't have any dirt on his hands throughout an 8-year administration. And I get it, y'all. This is me just barking because I, like many of you, were deceived into the hope and change game and voted for this guy. In retrospect, they say hindsight is 20/20. Okay, let's take a look back. Can we do that for just a second? Dig, if you will, the picture.
We have some breaking news out of Washington. Federal authorities are now investigating claims of corruption tied to the Clinton Foundation. That is the charity of Bill and Hillary Clinton. CNN Justice reporter Laura Jarrett is joining us with more details on this. Laura Jarrett, fill us in.
Hi, Anna. Well, CNN has learned that federal authorities down in Arkansas are now actively investigating the Clinton Family Foundation for public corruption, alleged public corruption. A U.S. official tells me that the FBI and federal prosecutors down in Little Rock are specifically digging into whether foundation donors were improperly promised policy favors or special access to Clinton while she was Secretary of State in exchange for donations to the charity's coffers. And they're examining whether nonprofit tax laws were followed. Now, CNN reported back in November of 2016 that the FBI had opened preliminary inquiries into whether there had been any sort of impropriety with the foundation's dealings and money, and that caused some tensions within the Bureau and the Justice Department. And so the current inquiry, at least in part, is a continuation of that probe that originated before the presidential election. But what's unclear is precisely what new evidence, if any, ignited the current federal investigation after those initial inquiries were stalled. Now, the Clinton camp is pushing back very hard against this news, as Nick Merrill, a spokesman for Clinton, told me, let's call this what it is, a sham. And a spokesperson for the Clinton Foundation said the Clinton Foundation has been subjected to politically motivated allegations, and time after time, those allegations have been proven false. Nevertheless, this probe comes in the midst of a really sensitive time for the Justice Department under this administration, as the president continues to demand time after time that his political rival be investigated while the Justice Department stays silent.
Barack Obama knew about all of this. Barack Obama knew about the Biden crime family. Barack Obama knew about Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. How do we see what's going on today? Because many of the apparatchiks of the Barack Obama administration have been inserted into the Biden administration. That's why many people call it the third term of the Barack Obama administration. We see what's going on. It's the same people in charge. And we know that Joe Biden is not in charge because Joe Biden don't know what day of the week it is. Have we ever had a president like this? Such a sad display in modern times that we as Americans would accept this. This man is not up for the job. But okay, I digress. Let's get back to this. And I'll button it up here. In my opinion, y'all, I don't think there's any way that Barack Obama, during his administration, did not know that his vice president was fleecing other countries. There's no way that he didn't know that his Secretary of State was going around the world, shaking down foreign countries and dignitaries to funnel money into her foundation. And all of a sudden, when this man terms out of office, he becomes one of the richest black men the world has ever known. But what has he done to earn such money? We know that U.S. presidents don't make that kind of money. Even Donald Trump donated his president's salary, It's like, I don't need them little coins. Give that to a charity. Give that to somebody who can use it. I'm a billionaire. I don't need that. But here we have Barack Obama, who has enriched himself somehow. And I'll leave it up to y'all to trace the money. I heard something about a Netflix deal for a family who has never produced anything in media. All of a sudden, after office, you get a Netflix deal? Y'all, you don't think this is suspect? You don't think this may be the most criminal president who has ever served in office? The most criminal administration that we've seen in our lifetime? And I ain't that old, y'all. Look, I wasn't around for the 60s. I'm a 70s baby, just to let you know. But in my lifetime, even considering foolishness like George W. Bush and the Iraq War and all the foolishness that went on there, and the Clinton administration that bombed the aspirin factory, and all the foolishness that went on there, it seems to me like Barack Obama might be the most evil president that has served in my lifetime. And now he's one of the richest black men who has ever lived on this planet. What do you think about that? Y'all let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.